Hello everyone, good evening. Hi, please kindly confirm if you can hear me. Yes, it's possible. The session was recorded, right? So let me see in the comment section if you can hear me. Just drop a chat. Okay. All right. Good evening, everyone. You're welcome to today's session. Um, Today we'll be continuing from where we stopped yesterday. We would cover those key strategies for job search and then freelancing strategies. So very quickly, we would dive into what we have for today, what we have planned for today, and then we move on from there. All right. So in today's class, of course, we know that yesterday we were able to cover LinkedIn optimization, and in yesterday's class, I emphasized the importance of optimizing your profile. So if you're on LinkedIn, you want to make sure that your profile is optimized and then that you've done the necessary things that we discussed yesterday, right? Now, for today's class, what we are going to cover is the job search strategies. Now, we have a lot of things that we are supposed to do. More like when you are on LinkedIn and then you are job hunting. Of course, so many people are there just to get these opportunities, but then they are doing so many things wrongly. One of the things that they do is the profile optimization that we spoke about yesterday. Now, the very important things, those key things that you're supposed to look into on your profile before even thinking of job hunting is one, your headline. Now, your profile headline needs to um, go match with the job titles that you want. So if you're a data analyst and for instance you are searching for a job in the data field, you want to make sure that your headline matches with that job title, right? You don't want to go and put up something different in your headline. Another thing that you want to be so cautious of is your skills. Now your skill sets on LinkedIn should tally with the kind of job that you want to apply for, right? You need to have those skills that go in line with the kind of jobs that you want to apply for. I will be covering that. I'll be showing you how to add up skills to your profile. And then the next important thing is your experience. Now, for the experience, it is really important because most companies want to see that you have experience, that you've worked for an organization. They want to know that you can actually do what you say you can do. Now, the next thing that we are going to look at now is for job search. This is a question, right? I want to get to understand everyone here. Let me know, for job search, do you think using the green open to work banner is ideal? Yeah, so let me see that in the chat. So what do you think about the green open to work banner? Do you think it's ideal to use that? Okay, so I can see not ideal for me. All right, someone said I feel uncomfortable using it. Okay, I would like to see more. Let me know what you think about that. Not necessary. Okay, all right. So if you're job hunting and if you're actively searching for a job on LinkedIn, I normally recommend that you don't look desperate. Now, how do you look desperate? You look desperate by putting that green banner on your profile. So you want to make sure that that is not showing on your profile picture. Now, there's a better way to do that. You can show that to only recruiters. Now, LinkedIn works in a way that when recruiters are actually searching for potential employees, they go on LinkedIn and then they search for whoever that they use the skills, the job title to search for people that are competent. So when they do that, if your profile is optimized, you definitely will be among the top people that they would see. And for those that actually put on the open to work banner, those are the people that they would actually see first. So it's important that you actually put it on, but then don't make it visible to everyone, so you don't get to look desperate. So I'll be showing you how to do that in the next slide. Okay, so now I would want us to do this on LinkedIn. Now, for those that really don't know how to change that, let's go to LinkedIn and then let me show you how well to go about changing your open to work for recruiters alone. Now you go to your profile, you click your profile picture. Okay, somebody said I think it's ideal though. Okay, people have their different preference, right? But um generally it is better not to put it on your profile. Now, if you're using LinkedIn Premium, you understand how LinkedIn works. Recruiters actually go to the search bar and then they search for job title that they probably want to hire, and then those people that come up first are people that they actually probably reach out to. Or if you apply for a job directly on the job field, then they really do not hire by seeing that on your profile. That's the check here. They really don't hire by seeing that banner on your profile. They hire by your competency. They make sure to see that you are that person that is good for the job. So whether you put that or not, if you don't really know your skills, if you don't know what you're doing, then they would not hire you, right? So the very first thing that you want to make sure to do is to be sure that you have the skills, you know how to do the major things that will be required of you. Then the next thing that you want to make sure to do is apply rightly, right? Do your things strategically. And now the next thing that you want to make sure to also do is that you should make sure that open to work is on, but not visible to everyone. You can leave it on for just the recruiters. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that you shouldn't leave turn on open to work, right? It should be on, but not for everyone. Like it shouldn't show on your profile. It should show for recruiters to see, right? Now, let me show you how to do that so that we move on from there. Okay, now this is my profile on LinkedIn, right? This is my profile on LinkedIn. Here, if you can see my profile here, you would see that, yeah, my profile is saying that I am open to work, but then the banner is not showing on my profile picture. Why? Because I didn't leave it, I didn't leave that on for everyone to actually see. Now, let me show you how this works. You can see that for these job preferences, these are actually what I have here. Then you can see the job location types, location whether on site or not. Then whether for remote, you see what is selected there. Then basically what I actually want you to take note of is this right here. So now this is where you get to select the visibility. How do you want this to go? Do you want this to go for all members or just recruiters only? So ideally, it's best that you leave this on recruiters only, because whether or not you put it all LinkedIn members or not, they would still see that you are job hunting, right? So you don't want to look desperate. All right. So this is how you get to change that. This is how you get to change that. So let's move on. All right. So the next thing now is now we're going to talk about the secrets to bypassing the competition. Now, for job search on LinkedIn, of course, so many people basically just go to the job field and then they apply for these jobs as listed on the job session, right? But then there are actually some better ways to actually apply for these jobs for you to be among the top people that they might consider when the opportunity comes, right? Okay. Please kindly confirm if you can hear me. Kindly confirm if you can hear me. Okay. All right, so let's continue. These are the secrets, okay, to bypassing the competition. Now, the first thing that you want to do is to search for hiring. Now, then you filter by people to find hiring managers, and then you send them a personalized message. Now, this is one very key thing that so many people really don't do on LinkedIn, and it is something that actually really works. Now, we have the Boolean search for hidden jobs. This here is something that is very, 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 very important. I tell people that if you're on LinkedIn and you're presently job hunting and you don't do this, then there is a problem, right? So you want to make sure that you use the Boolean search. So let me show you how to do it. Basically, what this is actually searching on LinkedIn using the job search, using the search bar, and then putting in specific keywords that would enable you see those people that are hiring and also see the available job openings that you have at the time. So this is how to do something strategically. You make sure not to just go down to the job field to search for jobs. You go down to the search bar and then search. So we'll be doing this practically. I'll be showing you how to do this practically. Now this is um I put down a list of ways for us to actually do this, and these are examples that we can actually use. So if you're a data analyst, you have an added advantage because most of the things that I'll be talking about in this session would be tailored to people in the data field, right? So if you're not a data analyst, you can actually use this. Just change it, change your job title to whichever job title that you want to use, and then you can now move on from there. So for this, we would work with this. Now, for instance, we want to find a data analyst role. If you're looking for a data analyst role on LinkedIn, what you basically want to do is to go down to the search bar. Now, let me show you how to do that. So we'll go down to LinkedIn and then search for. So if you're following through, we would actually go down to LinkedIn and then we would click on the search bar. That's the very first thing that you want to do. Click on the search bar and then type in your job title. For me, right, I would use data analyst. So we would use data analyst, data analyst, analysts, and then space. Then do this in capital letter. Then put up a bracket. Then for me, I want to search for remote jobs, right? I want to see people that are hiring for remote roles. So I'm going to be using remote. So I basically telling LinkedIn that I want to see data analyst roles, that people that are hiring for data analysts. And I want it to be only remote. I don't want to see on-site jobs. I only want to see remote jobs. So I would include remote here. And then I'll close the brackets. And if I really want to go deeper, if I really want to tell LinkedIn what to really give me more, I would also include the or. I'm going to include or, and then tell LinkedIn that I want to see either remote or work from home. So let's do that now and see what happens. Work from home. All right. Now, after we are done with this, what we want to do is to close the bracket. Okay, we would close the bracket here, and then let's load that and see what happens, right? Okay, now you can see that LinkedIn automatically gave me the jobs, available jobs, but then I don't want to see these jobs. The purpose of doing that is not to see the jobs. I want to see people that are actually made posts for job openings, right? I want to see their names. So I would gladly come under here and then select posts so that I can actually see those people that are actively hiring now, like presently. So I would select post here, and then you can see what happens. Like I'm seeing somebody that just put up a content 2 days ago, urgently hiring for data analyst. So we have people here. We have a list of people here that are hiring. You can see 5 days ago, 9 hours ago. We have 9 hours ago. So this is how you get to do these things strategically. So this is one way. This is the first way that I'll be showing you today. So if let's say, for instance, right, you're actually not looking for remote roles, you want on-site roles, or you basically just want to see jobs that are not remote. So you can actually change this to whatever you want. You can change it to on-site. Let's see that on-site. Or so now what we are telling LinkedIn is that we want to see both on-site and remote work, right? So let's search and see what this gives us. All right, we have a list of people, but what if you don't want to see, as a Nigerian, if you're a Nigerian, you don't want to see people that are hiring outside Nigeria, right? You just want to see people that are hiring in Nigeria. How do you do that? Now you come back here and then you change this. So let's change this. So we are changing this to Nigeria. So you can see we have some lists here. We have LinkedIn actually brought this up to show us those people that are hiring in Nigeria. So that's basically how you get to do this when you're actively job hunting, right? Now another thing that we would look at, I wouldn't want us to go through all of this, but if you're on the group chats, I'll be sharing this on the group. So you want to make sure that if you're on this live, you're on the group chat so that you get a list of these things. Now this is more like this what you can copy this and then paste it on your profile if you're actively job hunting, right? So make sure that you are on the group chat so that you don't miss out on some of the things, resources that I'll be sharing on the group. So we have a lot. I think I put down about 6 of them here, so I'll share these so that you can actually work with that. Now another very key thing to do, now it's not just by reaching out to these recruiters. Right now you've searched on LinkedIn, you've seen them that they're actively hiring, you've seen that they're hiring, right? Now what you want to do is that you don't just basically connect with them like that. You want to make sure that you connect with these recruiters, right? You just seeing them doesn't mean that you can just actively apply like that. What if you apply and then your the application doesn't favor you? You don't get to get called after the application, right? So you want to make sure that you're reaching out to these recruiters. Now, the first thing to do is to find recruiters, which we've spoken about. The second thing now is to personalize messages. Now you want to make sure to connect with these recruiters and then send them personalized messages. Now the next thing to do is to follow up. Of course, you don't expect that immediately you send a message on LinkedIn, you get a quick response, right? You want to make sure that you are patient enough. Now, I tell people that LinkedIn is a place that you really need to be patient. Of course, people are busy. So you don't want to say because you send this person a message today and the person did not reply you, that means you've actually given up and then you don't want to follow up. No, I've gotten instances whereby I send messages and then I get responses after months, several months of my messages being viewed, right? So you don't want to give up. um Send your personalized message, and then the next thing to do is to follow up. So for, let's say, for like 3 days or 5 days, if you've sent that message and then you don't get to see a response, you didn't get a reply, you can easily follow up, send a short message telling whoever you sent a message to about the message that you sent earlier, and asking if there is any issue with why the person not responding to you, right? And then the next thing that you want to do is to offer value. Now you don't just want to get something from somebody without offering value, so make sure to at least connect with that person and then try to like that person's content, or if the person is not really actively putting out content on LinkedIn, another thing that you can do is to endorse the person's skills. So you can go under the skills section and then endorse. So that will give the person a notification, right, that you've actually done this, which would make that person come back and then try to notice that you've already sent a message earlier. So another thing that we can actually do on LinkedIn is sending cold DMs, which I've already mentioned. But then your cold DM shouldn't feel cold. Of course, we call it cold DM, but your cold DM shouldn't feel cold. You want to make sure that you start with connection, right? The next thing is to mention why you are interested in the role. Now, if you're sending a message to a recruiter or somebody that you actually see that is hiring at the moment, one thing that you want to make sure to do is to actually your cold DM message should mention why you are interested in the role and why you think you are the best fit for that role. Now, this is really important because, of course, aside you, there are so many other people that's actually doing same thing as you. So you want to make sure to mention why you are interested in the role. And if it is very important to have actually do your research about the company, put up something that would actually spark the attention of that person. That person will actually want to know, like, so okay, you're interested in the role, but you actually know about the company, so you can actually include that in your cold DM, telling them that okay, I actually want this role because I saw that the company lacks this, lacks that, and I'm the best person to actually fix that. Something like that actually works. So you want to make sure to do that. Now, the next thing to do, that which I usually say, and it's very, very important, is to end with a question. Now, ending with a question encourages a response. So if you're sending a cold DM, don't just send a message that okay, I am interested in this role alone. No, you would, of course, you will put that in the message, but then you want to make sure to end with a question. Now you can end the questions like do you mind me calling you, or would you mind having a conversation with me so we could talk more about this? Something like that works for quick response. So if somebody comes across that kind of cold message, the person will definitely want to respond. Even if they don't get to read it, they will see the last line that asks about either calling or having a conversation about it, right? So you want to make sure to end with a question. Now, another very smart way to apply for jobs you see on LinkedIn. Now, this one here is very, very, very important, right? If you've not been following from onset, I would advise that you actually pay close attention to this. Now, before we continue now, I really want to know if we are following. So if you are following, just drop in the comment section that yes, I am, so that I understand that we are all following. Okay, can I see that? Okay, I want to see okay. Please let me see more messages, guys. Okay. All right. Okay, great. So okay, great. So now let's quickly continue from where we stopped. So now what we'll be doing is that we'll be looking into a very smart way to apply for jobs to say on LinkedIn. Now there are so many routes. As you can see, I've mentioned a lot. Of course, we've seen how to do it using the Boolean search. We've seen how to do it using the job search menu and the likes, right? But now what we are going to do is totally different. So I want you to pay close attention. Now what we would do now is that we would go and search for those people that are hiring. When we search for them, we would now go down and then find their emails and then send them a direct mail so that they could actually see that we are really interested in that opportunity. So now there are so many routes that we can actually use to job search. Now you just have to be strategic and do things in a smart way. Now we have looked at better ways to search for jobs on LinkedIn, but here is a smarter way to skip the rigorous way of applying on LinkedIn. Now what you want to do is to either go on your browser and open snow.io or Ontam. Now what snow.io does, it's a mail email search finder. So it helps you to find people, right? I will be doing that practically here, so I'll show you how to do it so that when we leave here today, you'll be able to do that on your own end, right? Now if you want to find a hiring manager that you've been having a hard time connecting with, you can actually use these tools to find them. Now there's something that is actually really common on LinkedIn. You might want to connect with an hiring manager. Let's say, for instance, you've searched for a particular person that is hiring at that very moment. The person might not want to connect with you at that very moment, right? Because they feel like you're connecting with them because of the job posting at that particular time. So you want to make sure that if the person doesn't connect with you, there's a better way to do that. And this is what I'll be showing you today. All right, you need to actually sign up on snow.io and then put in the name of the person that you are looking for. Now let me show you how to do this. So now we are going down to LinkedIn so I can show you how well to do this. Now let's search for a job. Let's search for a job and then let's see what a list of people that we have that are presently hiring, so we can use that person to actually do the practical test. So let's say data analyst remote, work from home. Okay, so let's search for this. Okay, we have a list here. I want us to, okay, I can see somebody here. We have Jikwas Kumaru, but then I'm looking for somebody that we can use. Okay, let's use this person.